Okay, just took a tiny pause from recording to see if that maybe helped a little bit. Might be reading from the hard drive a little more than I need to. Well, hey guys. So as long as you have ammo, you can feel pretty badass, honestly. Alright. Is this still secured? Wait, was it 745? Oh, now I can't remember. It's probably like 781 or something like that. 7 something. Oops. Well, let's do what you're supposed to do. Let's go to our media section. Medical lab. We have...
Now we've got to get to the bridge and stop Showdown. Some of us want to go to the flight deck and escape instead. Hopefully, there's still some weapons in the armory we can use against the mutants. Todd Blankenship was able to get the combination 705 from a security officer. We're gonna try for it tomorrow.
Ta-da! Now, just in case I didn't find the spark beam the last time. See, there's some actual working spark beams in here if you need them. And grenades. Unfortunately, they already raided most of the armory, although there is some ammo in here, which is nice. And then we have Saturn again. Well, you know, it's not perfect. it's not perfect. And oddly enough, this view shouldn't be so different from the other view. No matter how close you are to Saturn, going up half a level shouldn't have you go up 3/4 of a planet. So they might need to fix their perception drawing source just a tiny bit. Alright, I'm pretty certain I'll get mugged as soon as I walk in here. Nothing like a little double tap. Yeah, and the music lasts way too long for combat. There were just the two of them, and I know they're trying to make it scary in here, because this was like one of the bloodiest hallways that you first encountered in the game. It's like everybody was in here making their last stand, as it were. I mean, this guy he still has his head, so didn't look like he had his head, but he still has his head. Yeah, so this is their last time. It resist! And our first female corpse, I think. I mean, I assume female corpse, but the shaved head and zombie head eyeball thing makes me not quite certain, actually.
We're finished. Keith and the others went down the access corridor an hour ago to fight the mutants. None of them have come back. Soon the mutants will come for the rest of us.
So I want to say that's Karina there, because the item, the log is so close to the body. But there's really no indication, other than the proximity. Yeah, the audio bugging is probably simply because I'm recording. It wasn't this bad the other day, so I'm going to say that it's just because I'm recording. So we'll just have to deal with the fact that me recording is causing audio lag, which is not unheard of.
Got the supplies from the West Wing. Hanson and Rain killed by mutants nesting the access corridor. We can't just hide here. They're killing us one by one. In an hour, about 20 of us are gonna rush them. We'll try to break through the access corridor and go to the bridge. If we fail, we'll save ourselves.
So that's a Cyborg Assassin. So yeah, that's our first Cyborg Assassin, placed exactly where he's supposed to be. We are probably going to do that. We're going to go ahead and hit ourselves up with a med patch. There we go. And a magic door with more bullets in it. We'll let that med patch do its job. Hey, buddy. Yeah, see, the only problem with the pixelated imagery, unfortunately, is you do get situations like this. Images that far out of that size should not be that pixelated. The human eye can see that distance much better, and even up close and personal, it's like engineering the future, and it's just so fuzzy, even at the high-end graphics. So although some of the wall textures being fuzzy like that at a distance look okay, something this far out, I mean, way out here you can kind of finally see it. So it's one of those situations where you're not quite certain why they made it so fuzzy when it is an important, when it could be considered an important piece of information. Alright, I don't know if this door will open. Security is probably too high still, yeah. Requires lower security on this floor. If I remember correctly, that is a recharge station. Gonna fall down the hole? Come on, you can do it! I believe in you! There you go. Physics in action. Now I will say that I was always curious how they were going to alter some of these puzzles, like the line drawing puzzles. Like, how are they going to do the line drawing puzzle? Well, this tells you how they're going to do the line drawing puzzle. So if you see down here, you have a green dot. And you see up here you have yellow, blue, and red wires, and then you have a bunch of combo wires here. So if we take a look and we say, we want, say, red to go there, blue to go there, yellow to go there. What does that give us? Alright, so that splits. See, this splits red into blue and yellow. I don't know how it splits red into blue and yellow, but that's what it does. We flip on this switch, and now we have green. We flip on this switch, and now we have additional green. And so we have green, 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 and green. And we're powered up. Now you can do it incorrectly. An incorrect trigger will not cause an issue as far as I'm aware. It didn't cause one for me. And then we have our light bridges, which are amazing technology from the future. Drop down there and grab that health kit, but I'm pretty certain as soon as we do, we get mugged. At least the last time I was here, I did that and I got mugged. Yep. There we go. Stand up. Ah, it was that guy. So there's one down there, which I'm not going to bother. Screw that guy. Yeah, he's not even going to bother coming over. He's like, whatever. Donut car. And we're back up here again. Now, I will say I was very cautious going around all these corners, not knowing where any of the mutants would be. Now, I know for a fact, I know who that corpse is. And one of the things with the Kickstarter is, they said that if you... There were only like 5 spaces open, but if you donated enough or pledged enough, and I think the max was like 500, you could get your name on a corpse, or if you pledged the max amount, the $500, you could get not only your name on a corpse, but an audio log that you wrote that was recorded by somebody, like one of the actors, to state how you died on the station. Now, I haven't seen any indication of that. All of the corpses I'm currently seeing are just human corpse, and there are no audio logs that are not from the original game. I know all those spaces were filled, so there are at least 5 people who are going to be on the station somewhere. I hope, if they follow through with that. But I know that this guy right here, David Honig.
I must be one of the last ones who hasn't changed. Shodan must have altered the healing machine I installed in Alpha Quadrant. It does things to people now. I think I saw Beth yesterday, but she had so many implants I couldn't be sure. If I can get to the machine, I know I can set things right again.
Kind of sad. So this is actually David, and I know that because memory serves, nearly 90% sure, that audio recording is either next to him or on his corpse, and instead of being on his corpse, it's actually in the other room on the table. Not a huge detriment, but for those people who've never played the original System Shock, or the 2 people who have, who actually care about where audio logs were discovered, you don't get that same corpse searching mini game that I have built up in my head that that you could easily get. Now, I know that sounds silly, like who cares about where you find the corpses? It's just, it seemed to have a level of depth in the game to me. Like there's a little bit more depth in the game when you could say, this is where I found this guy. Feels good to go full auto on one of these guys so early in the game. Cyborg Assassins are kind of jerks. The other thing is as I was talking about the severed heads before, there is a severed head in the game that is plot based, and it's Darcy's head, and so you have to know where Darcy's head is, and to find Darcy's head there's actually like 2 audio logs that are next to his severed head, so that the game kind of says, this is Darcy's head, you need this, come pick this up. When you find out you need his head anyway. So that is something that that is important to the game a tiny bit. Floaty gun. Now that's a bug right now, that the gun floats because it falls off their grip but doesn't fall properly to the ground. Not a deal breaker by any means. The other thing is the Cyborg Assassins used to throw throwing stars. Now they use machine guns. Somebody on the response, like in the comments, was kind of upset that they weren't throwing stars like they did. I personally like the machine gun better. It's more accurate. I never understood the throwing stars. I never understood the throwing stars. Like, why are there throwing stars? Why do you need throwing stars? You don't, but we can actually close this gate, I think, with this. Or we could, except now we can't. There used to be a switch to close this. I guess they took the switch out. It doesn't matter. Probably because we hacked it. Because we are elite hacksaws. It's sort of like shooting the Borg. 52%. Here. So that's his damaged spark beam, and I think this is just part of his skull. So as you can see, headshots do actually do more damage. Takes 4 body shots to drop us a cyborg cop. Or a cyborg drone, but it only takes 2 headshots or 3 headshots, I think, to drop them. I like this because you can see his shadow. You can actually see his shadow hanging there. You're like, hey, shadow. So here, written in blood, and another toilet. I do like that they added toilets, not because they're important or anything, simply because it's like, what do we put here? It's like, let's just put a toilet down there. Okay, sometimes it takes more than 3 shots, apparently. Alright. Security is now 48%. Now, it's going to be super duper quiet because of its location, but if we switch this, you'll also hear one of the original sound files from the game as well.
Cyborg conversion cancelled. Standard station restoration procedures online.
So, cyborg conversion is cancelled. And it says right here, your body will be reassembled in this restoration bay if you die. And I'm wondering if we should die just to test that theory. Give it a good whack. 44%. Now if we turn it the other way... Oh, you can't turn it the other way. You used to be able to flip it on and off. I guess they decided not to give you that ability anymore. I can't complain too much. How much ammo do we have? We are looking at... 57 rounds. I also want to see if they have an audio log. Well, I actually forgot to do this. I didn't do this last time I came through. And there's an audio log here that kind of confuses the crap out of me. It's more like an audio cue. In the original game, it would say security camera online. And I don't know why it would say that, but it would say security camera online when you walk through here. And I want to see if it does it again. So it looks like they left out that audio cue of security camera online. Night night. Yeah, I don't even know why that was in the original game. They're like, security camera online. It's like, all the security cameras are online. Why does that even matter? Might have just been a test they had in the original game and never bothered to remove it because it's in such a out-of-the-way place. Alright. So I do want to test another audio log, or an audio cue. If you go to the elevator too soon, Shodan will actually yell at you. Not loud or anything, but she will scold you for attempting to go to the elevator while her security level is too high, and I want to see if she does that again. They're, you know, just little tests. Things that I was too excited to test in the past. Should be another cyborg drone. Whoa. Calm down. Game's having a little trouble. Doesn't like me recording. It's all mad. Love these doors. Love the doors. Alright. So let's see.
This elevator serves me alone. I have complete control of this entire level. With cameras as my eyes and nodes as my hands, I rule here in sanctuaries.
Yeah, but you still smell funny. Alright. Now, you're supposed to get live emails at certain points in the game. But from Rebecca. But they didn't do live. They did this. Oh no, that's a log. Interesting.
To all cyborg units, just as we have sanitized my domain of human infestation, so shall we cleanse the Earth. The Tachyon mining beam is being made ready to destroy human city. I will take command of the rich ecosystem and continue my experiment. Once the beam is properly calibrated,
Okay, so yeah, that log is there. I guess Rebecca just overrode it the last time I tried to listen.
to Cyborg M71. We will now test the virus in a proper environment. Move mutagen experiment V5 to Beta Grove on the executive level. Let the virus infect the grove and observe its effects on vegetable and animal life forms. When a strain is perfected, we will release it on the Earth, where it will facilitate our conquest.
It will facilitate our conquest. Whew. Scary stuff, that. Now, I will say the survival elements of System Shock, even this remake version. Hey, buddy. Just aim for those dinner plates he calls eyeballs. The survival elements of System Shock are kind of what makes it scary. Like running out of ammunition. Oh, look, a functioning spark beam. Running out of ammunition, things like that, that's scary. And that's really the part of the game that you have to deal with. More so than, like, respawning enemies. And honestly, respawning enemies does become kind of a pain because you do have to worry about literally running out of ammunition. Like just opening up on something and now you're out of bullets. Or you're using your spark beam and it overloads. Or you need health and there's no health station, so you need to use your meta patch, but you're down to your last two. So do you use it now, or do you take the chance of surviving a little longer without it? You know, things like that. So that's really where the fun part comes from, I think. Hey, Floaty Gun guy. Nice gun. Can I has it? Too bad. I cannot.
You are not welcomed here. Remove yourself.
I would, but I'm not programmed to do that. Alright, what are we looking at? So here we have another of the cyborg conversion rooms, I suppose is what you could call it. Because the cyborg drones look a lot like this once they have all their bits on. So this guy, again, he won't bother me, and I'm not going to bother him just for now. Because I can. But it's nice that they filled these empty rooms with something cool. Like maybe the original devs had thought about doing that, but they just never got around to it. Or they ran out of space and time. Now, In here, there's supposed to be a mod for, it's a speed mod. They're just a little jet skate thing. It looks like jet skates. But it's a speed mod. As far as I know, there is no speed mod in here. Now, I could go in, but you take a lot of damage. And again, not worth it if there's no speed mod in there. So, not going to bother going in there and doing that.
Enter that room, insect, and it will become your prey.
You know, her cameras are actually scarier now. So here we have destroyed computer nodes to reduce security level on this deck. So now we have that and our ticking number. Now the last time I came through here, that number was a 3. Let's see if it can change. That was one thing about the original game. That number, as far as I know, never changed, so it would always be the same number. There's a chance this could be the same thing. So we have our frag grenades, so we're going to go ahead and use those. If you just use them off your taskbar, you just use them. See if we can bounce one off the rail there. Get it right in the middle. Now these used to make such a huge explosion that you couldn't be in the same room. And I do like the fact that they shortened this hallway a little bit. Because the other hallway was so long you couldn't fire down those fire down here at these.
Who are you? The computer nodes can be repaired, but you... Who are you? My cameras and probes scan your body, but you do not match any employee file. When my cyborgs bring you to the electrified interrogation engine.
Hold that, guys. Oops, a little far. Ah, well, good time to test dying. Let's see what happens. Let's see what cyborg conversion looks like. Well, in this case, it'll be non-cyborg conversion. Am I permadead, or do I come back to life if I... Okay, the game is attempting to do something here. Oh, is that... Does it not work now? Okay, apparently it didn't... Apparently there's no animation or anything for reloading that, so it didn't want to reload it. Hopefully they fix that, because just sitting there staring at my own corpsey arm is not exactly a comfortable feeling. Now we can go back that way, but honestly there's no reason to. Now that we have 10% yield on security, I should just be able to absolutely jump ship. And especially since the audio is still going really bad on us. Ah, here's the email, okay.
They're trying to jam transmissions. We have some new evidence about what happened. It looks as if Diego has...
I prefer a quiet station. Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan. We already know what we're trying to do. Press the button, open the elevator. Such a lovely elevator. I kind of miss the tan from the original, the 1970s look. I could straight up just listen to this all day. A slightly modified version of the original elevator music. Actually, before we go, because this is the end of the demo, let's get high, shall we? I'm actually going to step out of the elevator because it's really loud in there. So I'm going to step over here where it's slightly quieter. So let's take a look at our stem up packs. Do these have a let's see. Side effects include greatly increased fatigue after initial effects wear off. Okay. So that's my, is that my stamina over, oh, stamina. We have minor visual hallucinations. We have vision enhancement, which is allows the user to see in the dark. Side effects include temporary sensitivity to bright light. And then we have this greatly enhanced reaction times, reflex aid patch. To the user, this makes the outside world appear to slow down, allowing quicker and more accurate responses to stimuli. But it doesn't actually... Let's see what it does. Well, it makes me feel like I'm running through even thicker mud. Hold up, reloading. Okay, that's an interesting stim pack or stim patch. It slows down all of it. Basically, it's a mental enhancement only because even your physical reaction time is shot to hell. But you can aim a little bit better. That's nice. All right, so let's do our stim up patch. Let's just cram a bunch of these in our body. Remember, kids, don't do drugs. I'm assuming this means that my stamina won't go down at all, is what's going on. So yeah, it looks like my stamina is not reducing while I run. So that's going to be the hefty part of that. Now, whether or not that wears off and then kills me, I have no idea. Let's go ahead and hit ourselves up with an actual medical patch. Let's watch our bio monitor, because those should only last about 30 seconds, right? That's increased melee combat for 30 seconds, which is fine. So we're also gonna load ourselves up with a couple of these and a couple of these, and we'll see what those do when we jack those into our system. So you know what, while we wait for that, let's go ahead and enhance our vision a little bit. So we're gonna take a vision enhancement patch. Now that should just increase our gamma load a little bit. It's a gradual effect as far as I can tell. Like the corners become a little bit brighter. You can see a little bit better. It's not like a huge boost right away, but you can see kind of in the darker corners a little bit easier. You can see a little bit further, I guess. So it does enhance the light in the room, but not an insane amount. We jack on another one, what happens then? Okay, it looks like it's not an accumulative effect. That's okay. But yeah, it does help a little bit. Like, it's not a huge boon, but it does help. Now, the one I'm really curious about is going to be whether or not the Berserk patches actually give us visual hallucinations and what those look like. Now, visual hallucinations or visual problems in the original game showed up as a screwed up color palette. Like all the textures got really screwed up. It was hard to tell what one thing was from another, and it was actually an effective way to make visual hallucinations look proper. I don't think adding more to my visual hallucinations will in fact help me at all, but we'll see. All right, now we should be absolutely high as a kite. I should, at the same time, be able to beat the crap out of Godzilla and win. But, do I feel more manly? A little bit more manly, yeah. Now, as far as I saw, my stamina bar never kicked off, like it never went out, and running is increasing my heart rate, so that fatigue issue did not pop up as far as I'm aware. There's also a chance that those... Oh, that's always glitchy. Those visual effects may also not be appearing. So those side effects are listed, but not actually effectual. Yeah, increased fatigue. Maybe it just increases how much you fatigue. Like if we take it, there is no fatigue, and then afterwards for a short period, you can't run as far as fast. Yeah, possibly. Well, so overdosing on drugs didn't help us much at all, but that's okay. We'll just hit our button and head on down. So that's actually going to be, let me go ahead and hit the button. Thank you for playing. If you enjoyed the demo, please wishlist us on Steam and GOG. Alpha Demo System Shock, press any key to quit. So that's going to be the whole of the demo, which is the full first level, actual level to the elevator of the original System Shock remade in the Unreal Engine by Night Dive Studios. And so if you guys are interested, you can do a Kickstarter, or you can still pledge against the Kickstarter for. You can pledge. You can give them money. Basically, pre-order or wishlist. You can go and you can pre-order. You get access to the demos, all that nice jazz. It's good to see that they're still up and alive, especially after an engine switch. Usually an engine switch causes massive damage to any kind of project, but they did it. They're still going. Stuff's getting made. Stuff's getting done. There's still a lot of work to do, but take it from someone who played the original demo a billion times before I found the first game, like the actual game for sale somewhere, and then have played the game multiple times. This is a really good, really good recreation of the original. It can use some tweaks and it can use some work, but what they've changed is good. What they've kept is good. And there's not a lot of hiccups and bumps to make me go, I hate it, or it's not true to the original, or my nostalgia. No, it's good. And so, if nothing else, it's a free demo. Check it out, play it yourself, see if it feels like you're running through molasses. You know, give them some feedback. For now, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you all very much for joining me, 4KB Short, on this bargain bin of the alpha demo for System Shock. And I will see you guys next video.